Howdy.
Hi, Josh.
Boo, that was great English. You're getting better.
Thank you.
Good work, man. Welcome to Legoland, the place of painstakingly made works of art. Anyway, sometimes I look at Lego and I just think, really? Lego actually did that? Or just, what even is that? What were they thinking when they made this? You would be amazed at some of the obscure, strange, random junk Lego has turned into Lego sets. And we're gonna look at what I consider the weirdest of them today. Let's check out the 10 weirdest Lego sets. Yay! Sorry. And for a quick bonus entry, here's number 11. Lego Mr. Bunny, aka Rabbit. Yeah, I seem to be making a bad habit of awkwardly shoving an extra Lego set in, but I really wanted to talk about this one. Now typically, something labeled Rabbit is probably meant to look like, you know, a rabbit. But this instead looks like a harrowing cross between Goofy and the clown from It. It just looks off-putting. Anyway, for number... sorry. No, Boo, don't touch it. Lego Record and Play. So, what exactly is it we're looking at? It appears to be a bug cricket thing molded together with a motorcycle. Then again, in this box shot, it looks like the frog cousin of Cthulhu. Based on the instructions, it looks like there's a variety of ways to build this one. I think this set's actually a really cool idea and concept. It's essentially meant to be like an intelligent wind-up car. You can record your bug monster's direction of travel and then play it back. In theory, all you do is press the record button and drag it along the track you want. Unfortunately, in reality, it struggled and flailed along even a straight path, thus receiving the name Zombie Walker. And when we look at this thing move, I kinda get that. With less flimsy parts, I think this could have been more than a hideous shambling abomination. But unfortunately, I guess technology just wasn't cheap enough at the time. Ah well, next one. Dear Mr. Sawaya, I'm very sorry I broke your... I broke your two beautiful... The hockey game set. No, Lego, just no. Whoa. What is that meant to be sticking out of their swimsuit area? This is apparently part of a sports set from 2003, and this ludicrous design is apparently meant to be hockey. Lego decided to be adventurous with this set and build the minifigures out of Technic pieces, resulting in the hideous contraptions you see before. They have no arms and no face, just what I assume is a hockey stick protruding from their swimsuit area.
Good night, everybody.
For the record, I think this is what Lego sports characters should look like. These things just look like the rude equivalent to pink Darth Vader. Yes, that was actually a thing. That being said, they seem functional enough if you or a little person wants to score some hockey goals. They even come with a handy puck for practicing your hockey quick shot training. But man, this design is still really strange to me. Okay, Boo, let's just not touch anything. Where's the railing on these things? The SpongeBob Adventures in Bikini Bottom set. Unsurprisingly, this isn't SpongeBob's first foray into our favourite petroleum blocks. Before this, we'd also seen 3825, the Krusty Krab set. What's weird about this one? Well, the minifigures are questionable, to say the least. I mean, I feel they got Patrick okay, and SpongeBob's looking passable enough. But then we get to Squidward. What is this? This looks nothing like Squidward. For one thing, Squidward very rarely smiles. The probability of seeing Squidward smile seems about as likely as me getting struck by lightning, followed by the mafia boss calling me to ask to date his daughter. Hello? I don't know, Mr. Orondo, sir. Sophia's really nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, she's really into star signs, and I'm more the sciencey type. I just don't think we have chemistry. What if I just catered her 25th? Well, what allergies does she have? For two? Well, just look at it. To be fair, Squidward must be a tough shape to get right in a minifigure. His very large phallic nose probably doesn't help.
I knew you were supposed to have a big one, but that thing's gigantic. Ah!
But surely we can make him look better than this. And then there's Gary, who looks like a plant turtle sandwich? I know it's Lego and they're working with constraints, but to me, Gary just looks like a very unfortunate overwatered pot plant. Anyway, I think the structures themselves are a really cool design. I particularly like how SpongeBob's pineapple is designed to fold in and out. My friend Just Too Good did a really good review of this one actually. If you're curious, I've posted a link to his review in the description. Anyway, next one. I think this is one of Nathan's best sculptures. What do you think? How is that even possible? Lego Toy Story 3. The trash compactor escape. No way. Really? They actually went there? They picked one of the darkest moments in Disney history, highlighting the fragility of life and tolerance of death. And they made a Lego set out of it? Really? The manufacturer description for the set says, Woody and Ham are in some trouble. Lotso is up to no good. Nah, you think, Lego? He's trying to brutally incinerate them in a fire. I guess murder is no good. Anyway, I'm not saying it's a bad moment to cover in the movie by any means, or that children shouldn't see it. I just think it's a really weird moment to cover. In fact, I think the incinerator scene is one of the most memorable, powerful, beautiful moments in a Disney movie of all time. But Jeebus, what a moment to turn into a kid's Lego set. I mean, just look at Woody's expression. He looks like he's watching his life flash before his eyes as he stares into oblivion. Or like he just farted in a church, but you get the idea. But weird or not, this is a gorgeous looking set. I really appreciate that the Lego characters don't look happy-chappy. They know what they're facing. And the claw it comes with is actually fully functional. So if your nephew and niece does want to rescue Woody from the equivalent to the flaming fires of hell, well, now they can. Yay! I guess it's an okay way to introduce a child to the confrontation of mortality and finitude, but jeebus, 7 to 12? Really? I don't know, Boo. After all this, I think maybe we should just... Okay, let's just proceed very slowly. The town square castle scene. Why? Why is there a medieval castle in the middle of the city streets? What even is this clashy mess of random colors and timelines? This rather strange set was released back in the UK and Netherlands in 1983. It consists of a vibrant yellow castle randomly located in the middle of town square. Why? Well, that's a very valid question. I doubt when they made this set, the creators were sober enough to tell us. The set also contains a horse. At least I assume it's a horse. Realistically, it's more like an ugly black smudge on the pavement with eyes sticking out. Not much of a cart either. This sad white platform wasn't exactly top creative efforts. What surprised me though is this is actually a very well-loved set by many vintage collectors.
This is a set that I'm very excited to finally own.
In fact, one of my favorite Lego YouTubers, Bricksar, said this was one of his favorite Lego sets of all time. Although even he can't quite figure out what kind of Lego set this is.
But the question is it a town set? Is it a castle set?
What year is it even set in? The only way I can tell it's modern is the weirdly out of place car on the road. It remains a strange but very rare and well-loved set. Okay, let's not touch anything, let's not breathe on anything, and let's definitely not look at anything too hard. Fabooland, the Fabuland Big Band. Unfortunately, I can't say the title Fabooland without feeling violently ill. Now I know what you're thinking. Is that their heads or their neck just throw up? Well, I'm going with the latter. You see, back in 1979, Lego created Fabooland.
New Fabuland is our Jill's favorite. Comes with ready-built rooms. She puts them together, then plays inside.
This resulted in these fugly, hideous anthropomorphic nightmares you see before you. The company's goal was to make these a sort of intermediary set between Duplo and Lego, and oh boy did they try, because they had a massive line of these stupid sets that just kept going. And as you may have noticed, they're more than a little creepy, like if David Lynch had taken a huff of lithium before designing a Lego set for children. Honestly, each set made me feel slightly more nauseous than the last. But perhaps the most fugly weird set is the Big Band set, featuring Peter Pig and Gabriel Gorilla. A big band consisting of 2 people. Just so you know, Lego, 2 is the literal absolute minimum number of people you can have before establishing a band. So this set is, in fact, the absolute smallest band you can possibly have, meaning the title is lying to us. So I don't know how much educational value these colorblind saccharine sugar jobs actually had. But apparently they sold, because I noticed my friend Brickstar reviewed a set of these that actually came from 1988, meaning that the Fabuland Lego line actually lasted more than the 1 minute required in order to inform the creator that they were fired from ever working in Denmark again. Even the box is so repulsively bright green that I wouldn't be surprised if it had a seizure warning on it. In theory, I like the simpler, more approachable layout of the Fabuland sets. It makes Lego more approachable for a younger audience. But that also requires parents to actually gaze upon Fabuland for more than 10 seconds without violently throwing it in the wood chipper. Hey Boo, look, it's yellow. Well, clearly, he's already broken. Robot Command Center. The 80s was an interesting time. They had unique imaginations of the future.
Your home will be more secure with Newton on duty.
Apparently we're looking at a base, but that base also has legs, and I believe those legs are also robots, and those robots are on rollerblades, with hands protruding from its robot rollerblade legs, and a giant bulbous robot clown face for a head? I can't imagine the look on that great astronaut's face when he crossed that final frontier and took his first steps onto the moon, only to discover his new home would be an overbloated rollerblade trash compactor reject. This station is a representation of pure weird chaos. But in a way, I think its chaos reflects the universe we stare out into. One of my favorite professors once told me, the universe is under no obligation to make sense. And clearly, neither is Lego. The only other person I could find who reviewed it was Jangbricks, and really, his first comments said it all.
Alright, so this is a thing.
I'm assuming it's meant to be both a moon rover and a command center simultaneously, but honestly, if you told me it was an oversized garbage compactor, I'd probably believe that too. It's like they got a whole bunch of space sets and just randomly mushed them together, hoping for the best. If you'd like a little more detail on this, Jangbricks gives a lot more detail in his review. If you're curious, I left a link in the description. No, I wasn't raised atheist, I became secular in childhood after reading the damn thing. Oh, come on, it's terrible! The Time Cruiser's Hypno Cruiser. As we plunge into the insanity of weird Lego sets, we inevitably stumble upon this random mishmash of ideas. The Time Cruiser has had very mixed reactions amongst Lego fans. Some consider it a cool blend of various different elements from different Lego sets. Others consider it lazy junk. Personally, I think the intentions were good, but I also think there's a limit to how much randomness you can have in one small space. To me, this feels more like a random blind choosing of pieces from a Lego set. This is the ex-NASA employee Dr. Cyber, and this is Timmy. And this is their monkey Ingo. I certainly get Back to the Future vibes with this. Apparently, Dr. Cyber discovered this weird hypno disc, and apparently it has time-traveling capabilities. Woo! So he and Timmy travel across time in their flying boat? Or maybe it's a helicopter. No, wait, maybe it's a propeller plane. No, wait, from the front, it kind of looks like a lawnmower. Time travel is actually one of my favorite movie and cartoon gimmicks of all time. If you throw it in a cartoon, movie, or show, chances are I'll love it. And I do believe there was creative, earnest intentions with this design. But personally, I think I'll stick to time traveling with Doc and Marty in the DeLorean. I'm lactose intolerant, but thank you, Boo. Let's just go before anything else breaks. The Soccer Police Unit. This set was originally released to advertise the 1998 World Cup, and with their riot gear on, the police are ready for patrons to stumble out of the stadium looking for a fight. This is one of those strange sets that really got me scratching my head, surprised it existed at all. I mean, I guess it advertises a soccer match. At least the part where patrons get rowdy and start breaking stuff on the street. Fortunately, these Lego cops are ready to hunt down troublemakers and throw them in the paddy wagon. Shove them in the clink, mate, till they sober up. Interestingly, Shell Oil even endorsed this set. I'm not exactly sure why though, but like the Toy Story set from earlier, I kind of appreciate how honest this set is. It's not shying away from the ugly here and sweeping it under the rug. Police may need to face riots if the mobs get rowdy. We even get ourselves a mobile detention center to lock the criminal away in. Though as my friend Just Too Good pointed out, the paddy wagon doesn't actually close with his hat on, so I guess I'll have to duck. Anyway, this is a solid, exciting set with a nice touch of reality to it. can you hold it? I want to go before anything else breaks. Lego Geoffrey the Giraffe. Now I think we can both probably agree, the age rating here of 6 to 12 is severely false advertising. Even as an adult, if this thing was in my room staring at me, I'd sleep with the lights on that night, or better yet, throw it out the window. The original disembodied head of Geoffrey the Giraffe was given away for free when you spent $50 or more at Toys R Us. And I suspect free is the only way this death stare maniac would ever make it into anyone's shopping cart. So I guess to minimize the angry parent letters, LEGO made a remastered version. Do you see him? I understand he can be very elusive. In case you can't see, he's the massive eldritch horror in the middle giving children nightmares. Somehow they thought it would be less intimidating to give him buck teeth than a unibrow that makes him look like he's eternally frowning at the viewer. I guess if you felt like freaking out your neighbors or trying to convince them you're a hybrid giraffe mutant, you could display Geoffrey's head in your home? Yep. Okay, blow it up. That's better. Anyway, I'm not saying any of these sets are inherently bad. LEGO isn't just a toy, it's an art. And how you interpret that art depends more on you as a person. But regardless, if you feel I missed a strange set, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.